Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host BKP. Good morning from Circuit World here in Blue Ridge. This is it. This is the panel.
The couch is a little sparse this morning.
Panel.
Did you detect a little bit of the Gaelic?
What?
The Irish brogue.
Yeah. Okay.
We're getting ready for St. Patty's Day.
Bruce is traveling, and we wish him well. He's going to see family, and so he's traveling. Jane, which would be here, is with her husband, Dr. Whaley. Dr. Whaley's having a surgery, right?
Yeah, a little hip replacement.
Little hip replacement.
Little hitch in his get-along getting repaired.
So he can get back to jogging.
Yeah.
You know,
every
week when he's on here, it just amazes me how many years he ran, how many miles a day?
Like, oh, my goodness. And biked.
And he'd run marathons. He's run marathons, everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, we're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge. It's time for the All-Star Political Panel.
She's going to, Jane said that while she's being bored at the Surge Center, she's going to try to tune us in. And
Are you in charge of reading all of her text messages that she wanted to share?
Yes. Yes.
Did she? Because
there's a lot of rabbit holes that I have to go down over the weekend.
I think we want to set up, and we love Jane. And this is if you're new.
We love Jane to death.
Yes, if you're new to the show, I think I want to set up like the rabbit hole graphic and say it's time for. And here's Jane
spiraling down.
But I tell you what, if you'll take, and we're going to get started here on a lot of subjects in a minute, but if you'll take some of the things that Jane talks about on the show, and if you'll go home and research and touch here and touch here and touch here, it's not that they're not coming true or may come true very soon.
Jane's got it working. I mean, she can take a subject and really break it down and go into all the different pieces, and she's got a really good ability to kind of throw out the chat and only keep the wheat, and that's what she brings to the table on Fridays.
Well, I want to tell you, with the audience here this morning, I appreciate you very much. You guys did a Monday fill-in, you and Bruce.
Yeah, we did.
You and Bruce had the show Monday, and then Rick and Cindy.
Yeah, the star of the show. I don't want to confuse them.
Are we going to do maybe we do a monthly segment like that?
Well.
Huh? Because I tell you what, that was great. We've gotten a lot of good feedback on that, and I know a lot of your friends have sent you guys messages, and so you guys did an hour on Wednesday. So hey,
let me just couch it this way: she's already been contacting agents.
There you go. So
she did a great job. I mean,
this is your third time this week to tell the audience what you.
Yes, right. You're wearing me out, dude.
Hey, you know what? There's so many places to go politically, but I want to go with where we're sitting. We're in the 9th district. For those at home, we're in the 9th congressional district of Georgia. Okay. The 9th Congressional District of Georgia, very conservative, for the most part, a rural congressional district, okay, in Georgia. But our congressman is Congressman Doug Collins. So if you have been watching Congressman Doug Collins on Fox News and Brett Baer and Tucker Carlson and everywhere where they're not afraid to get the word out of what's really going on, you're not going to see him on MSNBC and CNN because they don't want to talk about this stuff. But our Congressman Doug Collins, has released a lot of information to absorb Bruce Orr, Lisa Page, and now Peter Strzok. There's a lot to unpack there, and he's been doing a great job releasing it.
And the dossier, Steele.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I think the American people should get an opportunity to hear and know where to go read later. But the Department of Justice, Obama, Department of Justice, there's so many things here. FBI, what say you on everything that's been released? Where do you want to go with that?
We've talked about the fact that Doug Collins, who's going to be the minority, the head of...
He's the ranking member, which is minority. He's the ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee.
He's all President Trump has in that committee. He's the backstop for the president, and I think he's doing a marvelous job. Flip full circle, Doug Collins was going to be my winner of the week. He can still be my winner of the week, but that man single-handedly, I believe, has exposed a lot of stuff that's really going to bring some information to the forefront. Case in point, Lisa Page saying that the or was it Strzok, saying that the DOJ was not allowing the FBI was not allowing the FBI to have access to Hillary Clinton's emails.
Right.
Lisa Page, there was some other bombshell. What was
the Espionage Act? Lisa Page said the FBI was going to recommend the Espionage Act, right?
Right.
And I mean, going to charge,
Yep.
recommend charges. And the Department of Justice, the only way to put it, just squashed it.
Squashed it. And who in their right mind could tell you that the meeting on the tarmac with Clinton and what's her name, Lynch?
Yes.
I mean, give me a break, folks. How
Well,
did they just
we're
arbitrarily
now
meet, and then 2 days later, all this stuff comes down where it's being squashed and changed
We-
after the FBI was going to recommend charges?
Well, we're sitting in a situation where we've spent, what, 18 million, 19 million? How many millions of dollars have we spent with Robert
There's
Mueller?
a lot more than 18, I believe.
I mean, well,
last count was at 23, I thought. But
okay, yeah, I'm just throwing it.
Yeah.
We have spent millions of dollars for a special counsel to see if President Donald J. Trump obstructed justice, collusion with the Russians, anything. We have Manafort has been sentenced here within the last 2 weeks, twice, two different, nothing at all that involves Russian collusion, obstruction, the campaign. Nothing touches Donald J. Trump. Then we flip over and we actually have proof from Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Bruce Orr. We actually have proof now from closed-door testimony that's been released that Obama's hands is in this.
Obama's DOJ.
Right.
I mean, okay, so it hasn't been directly attributed to Barack Obama. However, it was his Department of Justice, and you don't think the way he micromanaged everything that he wasn't right in the middle of it? There's
Okay,
another one that's a little tough.
I agree with that, but when you say, okay, we haven't linked Obama, isn't that the investigation we should really be doing to see where the real obstruction? Because do you realize what Doug Collins has released this week alone? It just paints that we're doing the wrong investigation.
I mean, they came
totally wrong, and the investigation we're doing now against Trump is based on false information.
Bruce Orr was the one that really laid out the dossier trail and how they even plotted and schemed to get a Republican to carry it around so it wouldn't look like it was a witch hunt. I mean, why there isn't more outrage, and I guess maybe that's why Lindsey Graham now is calling for another special prosecutor.
Well, you know, look at this,
and
you touched on something there. Bruce Orr, behind closed doors.
This was all sealed testimony that recently was unsealed by a judge, and therefore Doug Collins had the guts
to release it
and say, here it is, let's chat about it.
Well, you know, and Bruce Orr says, hey, just like you said, the mastermind of making it look like a Republican carried it around. All of the news reports, when you talk about the dossier and you get into the deep state media and you get into the ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, when you get into all that, they always lead the dossier by saying something Republicans started first. And that is
sure, that's the talking point,
right.
And they laid that out specifically
exactly on
in the
purpose.
testimony.
Right.
They said this is how we're going to stage this whole thing, so it doesn't come back and it look like So the media, you know, the cover takes it and okay, let's paint it this way because that's how they said it was going to be done.
Well, now we can come back to that, or we can stay on that. I just want to say to the folks out there. The House Judiciary Committee is where, and we want to get into impeachment in a minute, and the diversion. I call it the Nancy Pelosi diversion away from impeachment, and that's all it is. They haven't stopped in their mind of what they really want to do with this guy. That's my opinion. Go, you want to go?
4 weeks ago, we had this conversation, and we all said, do you notice how they're all of a sudden refocusing on other stuff to try to beat Trump up? Because they know that there's nothing that Mueller is going to put out in that report that they can hang their hat on.
Right.
So let's just say, nah, you know, we're not going to talk about impeachment. We think it's a waste of time. And that what they fail to say is it's a waste of time on what he's going to deliver. So let's go in a different direction and see if we can muckrake anything else. Look into this guy's background. Look into this guy's business dealings. Try to get his tax returns. Try to find any link they can to cause the American people and Congress to say, we've lost confidence in this guy. Then we can go with the impeachment.
Well, exactly. But what I want to follow up with before we close this segment and continue the discussion on Congressman Doug Collins here in the 9th District, our congressman that has broke this news and has been all over the media. I will say this: I have video when the Democrats took control. The House Judiciary Committee is where impeachment starts. It will go through the House Judiciary Committee, okay? And also Gerard Nadler from New York is the chair of the House Judiciary Committee. He is playing like we don't want to talk about impeachment, but we need to see this and we need to see that. So that being said, I know you know this. I said in the beginning, Doug Collins is the ranking Republican member. Would Doug Collins, when pushed, be the defender he needed to be, right?
Yeah,
well, I've said, will he be the guy? I said, will he run to the microphone? Will he run out to the microphone? Will he go on the shows? Will he push and be the defender? Because actually, it goes through him, and he has to step up, and he has.
He's the backstop.
He has stepped up.
Yep.
So my question of whether Republican Doug Collins from our district would step up and be the defender, and he's not just, and here's the great thing, is the congressman is not just going on and seeing, you know, Democrats, when you're discussing something with them and they have no facts, they just talk louder.
Right.
They just get louder and louder, and wait a minute. So he's not just going on and trying to talk over people to try to squash. He's actually delivering information that the American people need.
Here it is, folks.
Right. You
read it for yourself.
And you know what? I want to say that. Read it for yourself.
We
and
didn't
I say
make this
that.
stuff up.
We only have a short period of time. Please go Google Representative Doug Collins. Put in the Google search Bruce Orr, Lisa Page, and Peter Strzok. Put that in all together and hit go, and you will have article after article from some good publications with some depth, and also you will be able to read the release of the transcripts. It's all out there. So Republican Congressman, and this is from one website, Doug Collins on Thursday released transcript from former FBI agent Peter Strzok's June 2018 testimony. Strzok told then Majority General Counsel Zachary Summers that the Department of Justice made a deal with the FBI not to search for or investigate Clinton Foundation emails.
That's it. That's what I was talking about earlier. Yep.
And they were on that server, that private server that we all learned and were taught what BleachBit is.
Exactly.
How to scrub it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so let's go to one more thing, and I mean we can come back to that if it. Have you bought?
No, let's just watch it play out, because it, you know, if there's any justice at all, it'll play out, and hopefully they'll get a special counsel appointed.
Well, I know Jane sent us a message yesterday that this, along with some other things, I think we are getting ready to see something hit.
We haven't seen the new Attorney General. We haven't heard from him. Something's going on, and I think all of a sudden there's going to be a press conference where Bill, what's his name, Bill Barr,
right,
is going to make some major some major announcements.
Is it Wiseman? Is that his name?
Andrew Weissman.
He is left.
The what do they call him? The
right.
bulldog. Yeah.
He has left the investigation,
Which would lead one to believe
it's done.
that it's over.
Right, because
He was the one doing all the work.
Right, sources said he's actually the one writing the report.
Exactly.
So if he's gone, the report's complete. That's what we believe.
Right.
Let me ask you, so let's switch gears a minute. Have you ordered your Beto Mania t-shirt?
No, but I'm getting the gesticulations
Are you?
going, yeah.
Are you?
Have you noticed the way I've been a little bit more demonstrative this morning?
Did you?
With my motions?
Easy. Easy with your reach there. feel like with one of those boxers with a reach.
The master of gesticulation.
Let me ask you.
The maestro.
Did you send Josh a picture?
Maestro Beto?
Did you send Josh a picture?
I did.
Do you have that picture?
Yeah.
Put that up, and just tell us. We can't see it. You can see it at home. Put the picture up, and Rick, tell the people at home what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Is it up? All right, go ahead.
Just food for thought. That sweet young thing on the left in the flowered dress was the bassist for a band named the El Paso Pussycats. He was arrested in 1995 on burglary charges after he tripped an alarm while jumping a fence at the University of Texas, El Paso, and later received deferred adjudication on a 1997 drunken driving arrest. Oh, by the way, his name is Beto O'Rourke, and he is your Democratic candidate for president.
Sorry, that was great. I only have one correction.
Uh-oh.
His name's Francis.
Francis the talking fool.
So anyhow, folks, the media has gone nuts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
He's
rock star status. They've gone nuts.
Rock star.
So
you talk about a guy that has changed his position. I mean, you look at some of the positions that he took when he was in Congress. This guy has flip-flopped so hard, and you know, I don't know how AOC is going to take when she does a little background check on his wealth and his wife's wealth. I mean, these people are multimillionaires.
You know what? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But there's the media yesterday. I thought so. He planned his announcement for 6 a.m. yesterday morning.
Yeah,
and he did that on purpose because he knows 6 a.m. is when the main all the networks start their main shows of the morning. Their main production start at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So they wanted to hit them all of them at 6 a.m. He wanted to make sure that he had Allison Camerado with tears in her eyes. He wanted to make sure that he had Joe and Minka. He wanted to make sure he even had Ducey and Steve and what's the young lady that's with him? I don't know her name, but he wanted to make sure, even with Fox, everybody, Good Morning America, no matter who you're, that he grabbed that 6 and took it all day. Okay, so he released it. It was really funny because I'm watching CNN at 6 a.m. and you know they have that swirling breaking news, and I'm like, okay, I remember when that used to mean something, and this thing swirled on CNN and said breaking news. Beto O'Rourke has entered the. Really, was that the break? I mean, they used the whole thing.
You know, you described that thing. Have you ever been to a racetrack?
Which kind?
A horse racetrack.
I don't think so. What's with you?
Let me just set the stage.
I've never said I want a sawbuck on Captain Nemo in the second in boxing. Never said that.
Standing in the judge's box with the bell, 6 a.m. and in the stall in the starting gate are all the networks.
Oh God, yes.
And he goes ring at 6 o'clock and bam, they're out with breaking news. Breaking news.
They took off. But you know, I want to say this, not to offend, okay, the audience out there, but why not? I yesterday.
What if that ever stopped you?
Try to reel it back on Fridays.
Got a little laugh out of Josh.
No. I just you know, yesterday on the internet, somebody posted a picture of him and said Barack Obama now comes in vanilla.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, and I thought, and I thought, when do you think the media will hide it and disguise it, but do you think people will realize really quickly that this guy is an empty shirt? Because we had an empty shirt for 8 years. Barack Obama was an empty shirt.
Well, what's gonna be the telltale sign is Barack Obama is going to start hanging with this guy.
Got it.
They're going to be with each other. I guarantee you they're going to be with each other. He's going to campaign for him. He's going to be his guy.
All right, do you think he is the guy? Because what's going to happen when Joe jumps in? Or do you think
I don't think he's going to jump in.
You don't think so?
I don't.
I don't see.
That's just me. I just don't see it. He tried once before and he realized that no one's going to donate any money to him. Because that's just like pouring money down the drain. He's not progressive enough. Bernie's going to be more popular than Joe Biden if you want to take an old guy. In my humble opinion, I don't think he's going to get the donor. I don't think he's got the donor base to make a serious run. He found that out the last time. He couldn't raise any money.
Do you think who is the most interesting, or who is the candidate on the Democrat side? Although I know that both of us very well, we don't agree with policy, but who is the candidate that interests you the most on the Democrat side? Buttigieg. Yeah.
There is no question in my mind that this guy is a solid candidate. He is a solid candidate. We went over that on the show the other day with when Cindy and I did the show. He is very well educated. Both of his parents were University of Notre Dame professors. He is a Harvard grad. Graduated from St. Joseph's High School, a very prominent high school in South Bend, Indiana. He was valedictorian, president of the class, went to Harvard, served in Afghanistan while he was the mayor of South Bend. He served in Afghanistan. I think he did a 4-month tour. Very, very successful business background. He was a McKinsey consultant. Very, very high-level, prestigious firm. This guy is got it going. He won by an amazing plurality in South Bend, Indiana. The first time he ran, I think he won by he got 78% of the vote. Next time he ran, he got 80% of the vote. He's well liked, and as I pointed out on the show, the only thing I don't know is whether the American people are going to be able to, when they get behind the door, get their arms around the fact that he is an openly gay man who is married.
He's married, yeah.
He's married, and whatever they want to do. But he's a solid candidate.
I think Beto O'Rourke. So you think
you agree with me?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, on the South Bend guy.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I watched several segments of his town hall on CNN. He's very articulate. He can take a subject and he actually answers the question. Now it's not
he's going to crush these people.
Yeah, he doesn't answer the question.
Data and
right.
and a thorough understanding of economic policies and foreign foreign policies and trade. I just believe he's gonna be a man among boys.
I think you're 100% right, because I think when he gets on the stage, he is going to articulate issues in a way that I'm not interested. I'm not going to agree with his answer.
No, you're right.
But he's going to answer it.
Yeah.
He's going to answer the question, and you're going to be left with a decision whether you agree with it or not and vote for him. Now, I think, will he have the money? Because that's what campaigns come down to. Beto O'Rourke. So you feel this morning that Beto O'Rourke will be Obama's candidate?
I do.
You do feel that? Do you feel he is the anointed one?
I think Obama is looking for that second coming of himself. I mean, he's such a narcissist. He wants to see somebody out there compared to him.
Who's the strongest candidates in that field right now?
In the
Democrat field. See, I think
from what perspective? Fundraising?
Well,
knowledge of the issues?
Okay, that's going to stick around and be there in the end. I think, obviously, Bernie has supporters he built up, but that sparkler will fizzle out. That's my opinion. It will fizzle out, okay? So I don't think Bernie is the electric that the Democrats will see like he was in the last campaign against Hillary, okay?
He still has a solid base out there that feels like they got sideways. They got cold cocked in the side of the head
but that's going to dwindle because his supporters.
You're right.
What I'm saying is his supporters. Look at the Republican side of the ticket. I don't want to go too long on this, but look at the Republican side of the ticket. Last time with 16 opponents with Trump. Look at what happened. Is we would have these discussions. Well, I really like this person, but I don't think they have a chance. And you may have moved over and started supporting this candidate. You may have started out and say, hey, I like Rick Perry, but he doesn't stand a chance, so I'm going to move over to Cruz, whatever it may be. Same, I think, in the Democrats. I think there's going to be a lot of them that love Bernie, like that he took Hillary to task. They're Democrat socialists, but it's going to fizzle out, and they're going to start going with the candidate they think they can win.
The telltale sign, I think, on Bernie is when they have the next reporting period, when they have to talk about how much money they've raised. Granted, they raised a ton in a very short period of time, but those were that was that base that wanted to put those $20 bills in there.
Right.
Okay, when it comes to the next round, we'll see how he does.
I think we're going to see after first debate. And Kamala Harris,
Kamala,
Carmel, whatever her name is.
Kamala.
She is right now. She's just throwing, flamethrower. Today it's prostitution. Tomorrow it's marijuana. The next day it's reparations. I will tell you the candidate. I want to go to break because I'm going to tell you the candidate that people will not agree with me on that you have to pay attention to. Do I think she will be the front runner? Do I think she will be the candidate that opposes Donald Trump? No. But you have to pay attention to Elizabeth Warren, because unlike the other candidates that are just trying to find some sticking power, she's still around and she's writing policy. She rolls things out. She rolls policy out. And the Democrats right now, they don't know what they're 100% running on. Elizabeth Warren is rolling out things whether we agree with them or not. And she's stronger right now on policy than any candidate in there. Again, not policy I believe in, but she's rolling out policy. And she's rolling out what she would actually do. Kamala Harris, I don't know what she'd do first. Sign an executive order legalizing prostitution or invite Snoop Dogg for a joint. No, I'm serious. So I don't know exactly. Cory Booker, I don't know what Spartacus would do. Okay.
Have you noticed, though, in the
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Have you noticed
Elizabeth Warren, I could sit down and tell you this is what Elizabeth Warren, she's going to go after the banks, she's going to do this, she's going to put this legislation. You understand what I'm saying?
She's already trying to break up big business.
Right. But what I'm saying is I understand, like it or not, what she wants to go in and do. The other candidates are not putting out what they really are going to do. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's rolling. So what I'm saying is I think she's going to be out of the race, but I think she's going to leave behind a strong enough policies that you got to watch the Democrats adopt what she wants to do. Because when you become the front runner, what you want is you want all the little chihuahuas that are nipping at your heels to go away. So what you do is you go to the Elizabeth Warren and you say, drop out of the race. And Elizabeth Warren says, when you adopt this, this, and this, I'll drop out of the race. You follow what I'm saying? You know,
yes, I do.
So watch Elizabeth Warren. What were you going to say, Cory Booker?
Cory Booker, have you noticed in the last 2 days they are, I mean, all the front page news is they're introducing his girlfriend. I'm just saying.
Really?
I'm just saying.
You really know how to take it to commercial. Let's take a little break and then let's come back and talk about the 12 that turned on Trump, and I don't mean disciples, Republicans. We'll be back after these messages.